From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 10 o'clock news.
Thanks for trusting MTN on this Friday. I'm Tim McGonigal. The coronavirus numbers in Montana continue to climb. Montana reported 5 additional COVID-19 related deaths today. They included 1 in Yellowstone County, 3 in Roosevelt County, and 1 in Wheatland County. The deaths bring the statewide death total to 170 and come as health officials recorded another 323 confirmed cases, with more than 2,700 currently active cases. Currently, 140 people are hospitalized by the virus. Around 75% of the people in Montana who have become infected have recovered. The East Helena School District has announced another case of COVID-19 linked to its schools. MTN's Jonathan Ambarian talked to district leaders about their procedures for dealing with these cases and their policies for informing families.
East Helena Public Schools Superintendent Ron Whitmoyer says he learned about another student testing positive for COVID-19 Thursday evening, and that all families whose students might have been in contact were informed within minutes.
We asked to keep the whole cohort home for 24 hours while we sort out the details. You know, when was the kid infectious? When did the parent start keeping the child home?
On Friday, leaders sent out a letter informing all parents in the district about the positive case. Whitmoyer says so far, none of the cases have been discovered at school.
Parents are actually catching it first, and we're so thankful for that. Parents are picking up on it first. They're doing the right thing. They're going and seeking medical attention and keeping the kids out of school.
District leaders say 4 students have now tested positive for COVID, along with 1 staff member. All have been from Radley Elementary School. Whitmoyer says this is the 3rd time they've publicly announced a case. He says their policy has been to send out an announcement each time a new group of students may have been affected, but not when a new case is found connected to a group that's already been in contact. At the elementary level, East Helena schools have grouped classes into cohorts where students remain together throughout the day. But Whitmoyer says masks, social distancing, and other precautions had limited close contacts even among students in the same cohort.
That shows that the county's work and the school district trying to comply with what the county suggestions have been for us, that it can work.
Whitmoyer says these positive cases have made them more vigilant, but that they haven't changed their overall strategy for responding to COVID. In East Helena, Jonathan Ambarian, MTN News.
Whitmoyer said prior to this newest case, the district had about 10 students who had been asked to stay home because of possible COVID-19 exposure. Well, tonight, tribal members on the Blackfeet Reservation are bracing for a 14-day lockdown starting Sunday. Over the last week and a half to 2 weeks, there has been a spike in coronavirus cases on the Blackfeet Reservation. There are now 121 active cases on the reservation, with hundreds of people in quarantine. The Blackfeet Tribal Council approved the shutdown at the request of public health officials. Although the details are still being hashed out, people will be allowed outside of their homes for essential outings, and violation enforcement will be handled on a case-by-case basis.
And the term shutdown can be taken many different ways, and that's what we're trying to clarify is it shutdown or lockdown? And we should have some answers for the community and the public here within the next day or two.
The Browning Public School Board of Trustees announced today that they'll continue with distance learning. During the shutdown, they'll be delivering meals to students once a week. A Yellowstone County judge has tossed out a 2018 Montana law that restricts the number of ballots that can be dropped off at an election office. Judge Jessica Feer ruled today the Ballot Interference Prevention Act is unconstitutional and infringes upon the fundamental right to vote of tribal members on reservations. The suit argued that tribal members in rural areas with limited transportation benefit from allowing one person to collect a large number of ballots to drop off. Western Native Voice and Montana Native Votes brought the suit along with several tribes, including the Assiniboine and Sioux tribes of Fort Peck and the Crow. They filed the suit against Montana Secretary of State Corey Stapleton, Attorney General Tim Fox, and Commissioner of Political Practices Jeff Mangan. The Ballot Interference Prevention Act passed with 63% of the vote. In 2018, it restricted who could collect and limited drop-off to 6 ballots. And another ruling out of district court today will allow ballots to be counted that are postmarked on Election Day. The state Democratic Party argued postmarked ballots levels the playing field with urban and rural voters. Judge Donald Harris ruled as long as an absentee voter gets a postmark on their ballot On November 3rd, their vote will count. The ruling is for the November election only and is expected to extend the Montana vote count by several days. Well, MTN will kick off a series of debates tomorrow night with the battle for U.S. House. Tomorrow's debate begins at 6 and it can be seen right here on MTN. You can also watch with the KRTV streaming app for Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, or Android TV. One statewide electoral race that's not getting much attention this year is for a contested seat on the Montana Supreme Court. And Sunday morning on Face the State, MTN will host a debate between the candidates, Justice Lori McKinnon and her challenger, Helena attorney Mike Black. Justice McKinnon is running for a second 8-year term on the 7-member Supreme Court. A former state district judge, she was first elected to the court in 2012. Her challenger is Mike Black, a lawyer in private practice and a former assistant attorney general for the state. McKinnon said in June 2019 that she was not running for re-election, and Black then entered the race. But 5 months later, McKinnon changed her mind and said she is running. Sunday morning's half-hour debate will be moderated by MTN chief political reporter Mike Dennison. The debate will be airing in the time slot for Face the State 9:30 on Sunday morning. Well, CBS News can report that federal judge Amy Coney Barrett is expected to be President Trump's nominee to fill the open Supreme Court seat left by the late Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. CBS's Skylar Henry reports from Washington.
President Trump is expected to nominate federal judge Amy Coney Barrett to become a Supreme Court Associate Justice, according to multiple sources involved in or familiar with the selection process.
She's very highly respected, I can say that.
The 48-year-old Barrett clerked for the late Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia, and President Trump considered nominating her to the High Court in 2018 after Justice Anthony Kennedy retired. Barrett is a mother of 7 children, 5 biological, 2 adopted, and a practicing Roman Catholic.
I see no conflict between having a sincerely held faith and duties as a judge.
Democrats questioned Barrett about her religious beliefs during her Senate confirmation hearing for the appeals court, suggesting she'd overturn Roe v. Wade, the court's landmark abortion rights ruling.
Dogma lives loudly within you, and that's of concern.
I would faithfully apply all Supreme Court precedent.
Barrett was narrowly confirmed in 2017, garnering 3 Democratic votes. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Washington.
And now for a look ahead to our weekend weather. For that, we go to MTN's Elizabeth Copeland.
Well, it's been a rainy day and cloudy day across north central and northeast Montana, and you add the wind on top of that, definitely an active day overall for all of us across the divide. A few showers are still hanging out across western Montana, very light showers now moving across Glasgow in the northeast corner. So we're not done with the activity yet, but there might be a little clearing here and there right over Cascade County actually right now. Maybe seeing a little bit of the moon out there. Overall, though, we're expecting mostly cloudy conditions overnight. Even though we might see a peak of some stars, clouds are going to move right back in, just like out of our Opportunity Bank ICANN in the capital city. A little dark now to see. The city lights now coming on, but definitely going to be an overcast night and warmer evening because of that. But as you head out tomorrow morning, the good news is the grill can come out early in the morning as sunshine returns, but we do have more showers in the forecast that come a little later in the afternoon and evening. So we're going to warm up tomorrow, see some sunshine, but we track our next round of moisture moving back in coming up here shortly.
The pandemic has forced politicians to get creative on the campaign trail. That story is coming up next.
From Montana's news leader, you're watching the MTN 10 o'clock news.
Welcome back. Earlier in the newscast, I said that the Blackfeet Nation had 121 active cases of COVID-19. That number actually, according to the Blackfeet COVID-19 Incident Command, is 111. And apologize for that mistake. Well, Cascade County Democrats are getting creative to promote candidates ahead of the November election. At 11 tomorrow morning, Democratic candidates for several state house districts will be available for folks to meet at the Labor Temple in Great Falls. A Cascade County Commissioner candidate will also be there. Committee members say masks will be available. They're optimistic there will be a good turnout.
We thought that if we had it out in the parking lot here at the Labor Temple, we could social distance by 6, 7, 8 feet apart.
I don't want to be over dramatic, but it is the most important election time of our entire history.
And we did reach out to the local Republican committee but did not get a response. A representative from the state Republican Party said an event is planned for next weekend. Details are still being finalized. If you still haven't filled out your 2020 census form, now you have an extra month. California District Judge Lucy Coe passed a preliminary injunction late Thursday night that extended the census deadline to October 31st. Gathering census data was a unique challenge this year due to COVID-19. On August 3rd, the U.S. Census Bureau announced that self-response and field data collection efforts would end by September 30th. Even with increased efforts and additional state money to promote the census, there were concerns that there wasn't enough time to count everyone. Now, with the new deadline, there's hope that the Treasure State's response rate will increase.
It's a great court case, and the outcome is good. But again, we are still going to just plow forward, putting every bit of emphasis we can to getting into areas where we know we have we have additional challenges.
A spokesperson for Cooney's opponent, Greg Gianforte, in the upcoming gubernatorial election also said that the congressman supported the extended deadline in a statement sent to MTN News earlier today.
Showers moving in and out of the forecast for north central Montana. We track one more round before clearing up in the weekend, coming up next.
Storm Tracker weather starts now with Chief Meteorologist Elizabeth Copeland.
Welcome back on this Friday evening. We've made it to the weekend at least, and that was quite an active evening and at least into the work week, Thursday and Friday. We're still dealing with some showers in the forecast, very windy conditions, and overall just a blanket of cloud cover keeping us much cooler this afternoon and evening, and that's going to keep us cooler on Saturday afternoon as well. So this evening, still tracking a few very light showers across the northeast corner. These are going to be hit or miss, very spotty at times, and very light showers. So if you're out and about on a late night walk, maybe walking the dog around the block across the High Line, definitely going to run into a few light showers. No heavy washout showers expected for the overnight hours. Most of those are going to stay to the west of the divide where some thunderstorms are even moving in. But really across our area, this is going to be the scene over the next 24 hours or so. So that rain just quite not making it across the Rocky Mountain front, where earlier is kind of developing just on the other side, right across Cut Bank and Choteau and Augusta. Now the kind of opposite is happening. We're actually clearing out, seeing a little bit more of those clear skies there, and really all the way down to Great Falls. So be hit or miss there. A few showers, definitely a possibility closer to the capital city, where very light showers are now making their way through that area. But overall, temperatures, because of the cloud cover tonight, are going to stay right about here in the upper 40s, low 50s, and we're still holding steady in those 60s across northeast corner. And we're going to be right about these temperatures for those overnight hours. So while it is rainy and cooler through the afternoon hours today, the overnight hours are going to be a little bit warmer than we're used to. So wind gusts, though, not only did we have rain and at least some of that cooler temperature in the forecast, but wind has been really picking up all day. Wind gusts have been fluctuating, especially across the Rocky Mountain front, closer to 40, 50 miles per hour. Across Great Falls right now, 40 mile per hour gusts, 35, 40. So it's definitely a windy evening out there, and we're still going to have some windy conditions through the weekend, but we're still dealing right now with anywhere between 5 to 30 mile per hour gusts throughout our area. So really a lot of activity for that wind the next couple of days too, because even Saturday we're still looking at 30, 35 mile per hour gusts across north central Montana. Now a little less windy on Sunday, a little more breezy that is, and then we're going to have that breeze still kind of sticking around through Monday even before that high pressure really settles in and starts calming things down. But before that high pressure settles us down with the wind, we're also going to see a little bit more of the rain chances in the forecast. Now most of those, this W here indicating west, is mostly closer to the divide, west of our viewing area, really across the Great Falls, or just west of Great Falls, across the capital city, and really across Choteau, Augusta, Cut Bank. Those areas probably going to see a little bit more rain than the rest of us, with a few isolated showers definitely a possibility on Sunday. That's when the high pressure then builds in. That's when the wind gusts die down, and our precipitation chances are going to lower as well as that sunshine finally comes out. So tonight, again, right across the front, really going to be dealing with those showers tonight. A few of those are going to last through the early morning hours, about 2 a.m. through the Great Falls area. Again, these are very light, though, not too much of an impact, especially for those overnight hours. And then as you wake up tomorrow morning, a lot more of the clear skies, actually. So we're going to see a little bit more of the sunshine through the afternoon. There are some chances of some storms, showers really, closer to the capital city later on Saturday evening, as a few more of those showers start to jump across the Rocky Mountain front. So we are going to keep some shower chances in there, at least for Helena on Saturday. Saturday for Great Falls looking a lot more clear. 70 on Monday, 69 on Wednesday. That high pressure is going to move in, keeping us sunny and warm next week. They do expect a few showers tomorrow afternoon for the capital city.
Fridays in the fall mean football, and we've got the highlights coming up next.
From Montana's news leader, you're watching the MTN 10 o'clock news.
Well, in Belt, one senior cheerleader is living proof that nothing is impossible. Tom Wiley introduces us to the Huskies' biggest fan.
As the cheerleading coach at Belt High School, Andrea Viskin can teach routines. She can teach chants, but she cannot teach spirits. And luckily, senior cheerleader Madison Lords has enough for the entire gym.
She's probably the biggest Husky fan at Belt School. When the Huskies are winning, she's hyped up. When the Huskies are down, she gets really upset. So she loves to cheer for the Huskies, and it's just so much fun to watch her.
Husky Nation!
Madison, or Mad Dog, as her class calls her.
Do you like when they call you Mad Dog?
Yes.
Why?
Because I like it.
Lives with Down syndrome. That's never stopped her from showcasing her Husky pride and putting smiles on faces during every Belt athletic event.
We were thinking about a sport that Madison could do, and she was always coming to the games anyway, and she just really got into the dance part and the music part, and it just was a great fit for her. Also, she's a people person.
Madison enjoys the spotlight, well, until the cameras start rolling.
Could you do a cheer for me?
No.
No, okay.
With her senior besties, Anna and Samantha by her side, she's happy to oblige.
Well, to go, jam on my whip.
In today's world, many people with intellectual disabilities still struggle with discrimination and inclusion, but not Madison and not in Belt.
It's a perfect place for Madison. We have never, ever, ever had a problem with bullying. Actually, she's probably more likely to bully other kids, but the teachers take care of her, her senior class takes care of her.
And the love between Madison and Belt goes both ways. There's nothing she can't do with the Huskies by her side.
Like all my cheerleaders, we do it all together.
Oh yeah, she does everything that, she can possibly do. She loves to dance, and that's one of the most fun things to watch her do.
We could all stand to learn a bit from Madison's example.
The best ones.
Oh yeah.
In Belt, Tom Wiley, MTN Sports.
All right, great story to Friday Night Lights now, where our Tom Wiley kicks off our coverage from Great Falls High School's home opener.
Great Falls High hosting Bozeman here at Memorial Stadium. Interesting head coaching matchup. Levi Wesche of the Hawks used to play college football at MSU Northern for head coach Mark Sampson, now with the Bison, but Sampson 0-4 against his former protege in Class AA. Lots of defense early. Reed Harris back to pass, but he's going to be sacked by Winslow Perry. Bison recover, but they would be forced to punt. Next drive, Hawks in field goal range. Elijah Eccles knocks in the 25-yarder. Bozeman goes on top, 3-0 to the second quarter now. Hawks need a first down here, but Peyton Gonzer knocks down the pass from Jordan Jones. The ensuing drive, though, with the Bison in Bozeman territory, Rafe Longen loses the football. Reese Stanish recovers for the Hawks, but Bozeman would fumble it right back, and the Bison would capitalize. Ryan Crea in from 3 yards out. Great Falls High goes on top, 7-3. Now just before halftime, Hawks looking for more points. Jones to the end zone, but Devron Brewer breaks up the pass. Bison cling to a lead at halftime. Here's a look at your final score. Reporting in Great Falls, Tom Wiley, MTN Sports.
The Helena Capital Bruins are playing host to their first home game here tonight at Vigilante Stadium, and they're looking to get their first win on the season. But the Kalispell Flathead Braves will more than certainly have something to say about that.
And they try to get the ball rolling here with a handoff to Alec Thomas, but he fumbles it. Tucker Zanto with the grab, and it's Bruins ball. And they don't waste any time sticking to the ground, and Tegan Cozy bullies his way across the goal line. Touchdown Bruins, they go up 7-0. How about a little defensive power from the Braves here? Thomas with a nice stop. But it's not long before Capital is back in the red zone. Another handoff to Cozy, and another touchdown. Bruins go up 14-0. Second quarter now, different end zone, same result. This time it's Carson DeRozier with the score. Bruins lead 21-0 heading into halftime. And here's your final score. In Helena, Andy Curtis, MTN Sports.
Well, the Wind is undefeated, but the Belt Huskies and the Cascade Badgers both come into this one at 3-1. Seeing as the Wind can't score any points, let's get to the highlights for the other two.
Defensive battle early in this one. Belt's Cayman Evans drops back, decides to scramble, but there's just nothing there. Brought down by a whole pack of Badgers. Cascade on offense, more of the same. Tegan Jorgensen gets the handoff out of the pistol, but he's almost immediately swallowed up by the Husky defense. How about some points? Early second quarter, quarterback James Lewis fakes out everyone, including the cameraman. He takes off down the near sideline for 6. Great run by the 5'10 QB. Belt would answer. Garrett Metrione with the extra effort. Pay dirt. Cascade took a lead into the halftime break. Here's a look at your final score. In Cascade, Matt Holzaffel, MTN Sports.
It's a homecoming Friday night, a rivalry night between the Elkhorns. It's Jefferson coming into Townsend. Bulldogs, the home team, unbeaten in league play, trying to stay there to stay a half game up on defending state runner-up Manhattan. Jefferson, meanwhile, needs to get this win to still have a shot, likely at a home playoff game. Let's take you straight to it.
Townsend took a 14-0 lead after one. Jefferson would answer early in the second. Braden Morris airing it out. Jake Ganger, great footwork. Tight end's got the TD, slices the lead in half, 14-7. Suddenly, the Panthers' D's got some life. First, Jaden Kemner getting in there with the sack. And then it's going to be Matt Rio. So Townsend's offense sputters. Jefferson's got a little more life. But Townsend would hold his own defensively, trying to hold on to that lead. Jesus Garcia, pass breakup right there on the sideline. That ends a drive. Then on the ensuing possession, how about this? 4th down, great presser from Josh Plymale. They throw it over, turnover on downs. Townsend held the lead 14-7 at half. Would they keep it? You take a look, and don't forget to check out MontanaSports.com for more from around the Treasure State. In Townsend, Richie Melby, MTN Sports.
And for complete coverage across the state, visit MontanaSports.com. We'll be right back.
We'll have a few showers mostly west of Great Falls on Saturday morning, early morning hours at least. And then we start to see a little more sunshine through the afternoon. High pressure builds in through next week, and that's why we go from those cooler and rainy conditions in Helena on Saturday to sunny and warmer conditions on Friday of next week as we jump to 75.
All right, that's all the time we have. Don't forget the MTN News at 5:30 tomorrow, followed by the U.S. House debate at 6 right here on MTN. Have a great night.